In this video, I'm going to show you an alternative method for factoring trinomials that have an a value, which is the 3 in this case, that's greater than 1. So here you see it's not a simple trinomial. If it was a simple trinomial, then there would not be a 3 there. The coefficient of the x squared term would just be 1. So in the previous video, I showed you how to do this by decomposition. In this video, I'm going to show you a different way, and you can choose which one works for you. So the process to start is the exact same. So again, we're looking for two numbers to multiply to give negative 30. So the 3, you multiply the first and the last numbers together. So multiply the coefficients, I should say. So multiply to give negative 30, right? We get that from the 3 multiplied by the negative 10. And then they have to add to give the middle coefficient of negative 13. And again, I guess before I go any further, always double check to make sure you can't common factor anything to start. And in this case, we can't. There's nothing in common between 3, negative 13, and negative 10, and there's not an x term for every single one either. So we can't common factor, but you should always check. All right, so let's continue. So two numbers that multiply to give negative 30 and add to give negative 13. So what is that going to be here? I think it's going to be negative 15 and 2. So negative 15 multiplied by 2 gives negative 30, and negative 15 plus 2 gives negative 13. So then what we do is we just place them in brackets as if it was a simple trinomial. And if it were a simple trinomial, then we would be done. But because it's not, there's one extra step that needs to be done. So what you do here is you take what's in front of the x squared term, which in this case is a 3, and you divide each of these terms by that 3, just like that. So now we see if we can simplify that. So what's negative 15 divided by 3? That's negative 5. So that one works out really well. The second term, not so much. So 2 doesn't divide by 3. So if it doesn't divide by 3, then we just bring the 3 up in front. So then it will become 3x plus 2. And that's it. It's as simple as that. And I would also encourage you to expand those terms out, and you'll see that you get what we started with. Second example. So let's begin. Can we common factor? And yes, we can. So 6, negative 21, and 9 are all divisible by 3. We can't take any letters out because the last term doesn't have any. So we just take out a 3, and that's going to leave us with 2x squared subtract 7x plus 3. So that's great. I mean, it's not completely ideal because it's still not a simple trinomial, but this will give us a chance to practice the new method that I showed you in the last example. So again, just a reminder, we keep that 3 that we factored out, we just keep it on the outside. We can't get rid of it. It's still there. So let's look at our new trinomial inside the brackets. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give 6, and then add to give the middle term, which is negative 7. So in this case, that's going to have to be negative 6 and negative 1. So negative 6 multiplied by negative 1 is positive 6, and they add together to give negative 7. So we're going to put those in brackets. So we have x subtract 6 and x subtract 1. And now we divide by the coefficient of the x squared term. So we divide by 2. Negative 6 divided by 2 is just negative 3. And we have to keep that 3 on the outside. And then we cannot divide negative 1 by 2, so we just slide the 2 up. 2x subtract 1. And we're done.